Okay, let's open a new document. We'll go into the File menu to Open, and in the Lesson 10 folder, let's choose L10Start2.ai and click Open. Then we'll go into the View menu to Fit All in Window. And we see there's just one artboard in this document. We'll go into the Window menu to Workspace and choose Painting. Then I'm going to zoom in a bit to the template here, and we're going to trace this tree using the Paintbrush tool. Now keep in mind, the Paintbrush tool is not used to fill objects with color. The Paintbrush tool is not used to fill objects with color. It's used to create an open path. And then you can apply a brush style to that path. So first let's come over here to the Swatches panel, and we'll go to the Swatches panel menu and choose Small List View. And then I'm going to close up the Navigator panel a bit just to show more of the Swatches panel. And then let's come down here to the Brushes panel. And in the Brushes panel menu, I'm going to go ahead and choose List View. And then I'll just close up the Color Guide panel a bit so we can see more of the brush styles. And in the Brushes panel, we have 4 different kinds of brush styles. And each one is indicated by a different icon on the right-hand side. So the first group here are Calligraphic brush styles. And then we have one scatter brush style, and then we have a bunch of art brush styles, and finally we have one pattern brush style. So in Illustrator there are 4 different kinds of brush styles: Calligraphic, and scatter, and art, and pattern brush styles. And these styles can be applied to any path, not just paths drawn with the Paintbrush tool, but any path. However, in this case we're going to use the Paintbrush tool. So first let's choose a color. Now we'll come up here to the Swatches panel, and I'm going to hit the letter X until my fill indicator is in the front, because we want no fill. So I'm going to go ahead and click on None, and then I'm going to hit the letter X until the stroke indicator is in the front, and let's choose a brown color to stroke with. So now we'll come over here and get the Paintbrush tool, and then we're going to go to the Brushes panel and choose a brush style. So let's choose Charcoal Feather for the brush style. And then come over here to the template, and I'm going to click and drag from the bottom up and start drawing this tree trunk. Now I'm drawing from the bottom up, clicking and dragging from the bottom up, because I want a heavier stroke at the bottom. So you can see the charcoal feather stroke is being colored, is being applied. The stroke is the brown color, and it's taken on the style called charcoal feather. Okay, so let's double click on the Paintbrush tool here, and if we want to, we can check Keep Selected, and that means that when we click and drag with the Paintbrush tool, it'll stay selected when we release the mouse. So we'll click OK, and we'll draw some more of the tree trunk here. And now when I release the mouse, the path stays selected. And it can be easily modified. I'm just going to go back over with the paintbrush and roll over that exact same path, and now I can modify it a bit. So as long as I'm close to the original path, I can change and modify the path right there. Okay. Now let's go back and get our black arrow selection tool, and I'm just going to click and drag around all these paths and select them all at once, and we can choose a different path, a different brush style. We can come over here to the Brushes panel, and we might choose Chalk Scribble, and we get an entirely different look when we choose that brush style. And we can even choose from more brush styles. Let's come down here to the bottom of the Brushes panel, and we'll click on the Brushes panel library here, and we'll go to the Artistic Styles, and maybe let's go to the Artistic Ink library. Okay, so now we have a Brush Styles library open. I'm going to pull in the lower right hand corner, and we have a whole bunch in here. Let's go to the Artistic Ink library panel menu, and we'll say List View. And we'll go ahead and just look for one called, called Dry Ink number 1. And there it is. And when I click on it, it gets moved to the brushes panel. And so we can add additional brush styles. Let's just add another one. We'll go down and add Ink Splatter 2. And since we have all the paths selected, that brush style is being applied each time we choose one. But let's go ahead and close the Artistic Ink Brush Styles library. And we'll click in the upper left-hand corner there, close that library, and we'll go back and choose Charcoal Feather for the brush style that we've applied to that path.